so we've got our seats. And they're not sport seats, they're the comfort seats. They've got the airline headrests, adjustable bolstering though, so these will collapse in to give you a nice little snug fit, and the adjustable thigh support. And they have memory on both sides, which is nice. I hope mine has memory on both sides. But the connectors, there was a large yellow connector, this smaller yellow connector, and then a power plug that went into here with the power wires. I feel like I should have picked up the harness from him. I just checked the connectors on mine and they appear to be the same, which is like such a score. It has the big yellow plug and then the power connector. It's just missing that other connector, that other yellow connector, which I don't know what that's for. I'm gonna have to look that up because actually it doesn't have that connection. It's the yellow plug. There's power and ground, which is, and that's it. That's all that's coming out of the wiring harness. Just those two plugs. So whatever that other one was, it's just not going to be connected. So who cares, I guess. Huh. We'll see what doesn't work when I put them in. Okay, so my driver's side is missing this panel, but on the passenger side, it's actually here. So I'm going to pop this off and we'll take a look at this side. First of all, my passenger seat does not have memory function. So I don't know if it'll work on the new seats. Passenger seat. Somebody who put this in freaking put a hole through the wiring with the stupid cover. Are they kidding? That's so crazy. Wow, luckily the wires inside are not damaged. Just got a little bit of scrape there on that ground wire. But it actually doesn't seem to pierce the sheathing at all. Wow, okay, so be careful there. Anyway, again, I have this yellow connector, which appears to be the same, and a power ground situation, which appears to be the same. You know, there's basically needs to be picked up here. That's where it's going to lock in, and it slides forward. Hopefully it doesn't get caught up in your mat like mine does. Alright. Still getting caught up in the mat. Wow, I don't think I was recording this whole time. So I just took these two covers off, this piece in the middle. This one's broken, but this is where you see you would pull up on that because it goes into one of those holes, and you'll pull that out on both sides, and it'll reveal one T50 here and one T50 here. Once you get that out, don't take the battery out. Yeah, slide all the way forward to the seat, and then there's two in the back you gotta take out, and then you should be able to lean the seat back and disconnect. Already a lot of it's coming out with just some Lysol. Whew. I'll get to the front in a second here. Alright, it's finally coming in handy. I got some non-darkening leather dressing. looking all right. At least they're sanitized and conditioned with, albeit expired, probably old, cheap conditioner. But, you know, they weren't perfect to begin with. Look at this. Looks like it's, I tried to clean that up, but it looks like it's the paint peeling. You see the cracking and all the paint cracking. They weren't cared for. You know, the same thing happened on the headrest. But that's alright. They were cheap, so as long as the bolsters work, I'm happy. That's really why I got them. Alright, so we're in the back seat, and the goal for here is to again remove those plastic covers. Same deal, it's you pick up from that piece there, it releases the tab, and the whole thing should just slide out. Unless it's hooked on something. Maybe the seat needs to go forward more. All right. Alright, while you're in here, you might want to vacuum up a little bit, but I moved the seat kind of backward a little bit and then tipped it back. That'll allow you to disconnect things. First thing I'm going to do though is I think I'm just going to swap in the one seat, make sure it works before I do the driver's seat. Or should I just say throw caution to the wind and swap both seats at the same time? Let's throw caution to the wind. The only thing you got to do now to remove these seats, outside of disconnect them of course, is we got to remove this panel here because we have to release the seatbelt buckle. So the easiest way I found to do that is actually just to remove the seat, bring it outside, be able to prop that panel up, and then unbolt the seat, because the ones that I have aren't so hard though. So realistically there's just this one wiring harness connector here, and then it goes to, from this seat, two connectors. This big yellow one has this little tab here on the right, this huge black round finger thing. Push it away from you and it should unlock this. Boom. Hopefully that's the same on the other one. And then my seat only has one additional connector, which is the power connector here. Boom. Again, hopefully that's the same on the other one. I didn't video taking these out because I was with the seller at the time and we were, I was trying to move fast to get out of his driveway. So we shall see. First I'm going to do the passenger, and if this doesn't work at all, then we will not proceed with the driver's seat, and at least I'll be able to get to work tomorrow. Ooh, it's on there real good. I'm gonna have to find the torque spec for that one. So they look the same, right? Obviously. Same design, kind of ideologies. It's for the same car, same color. The only difference is this one has, potentially, if they all work, 22-way adjustments. these connectors to appear to be the same. I hope that they actually are the same. Now, the big reason why I really wanted to swap these out is because this does not have sufficient thigh support, and since I'm with longer legs, these thigh extensions are really changed the game. Plus, there's no bolstering here on the side. That just is what it is. On these side bolsters go in and out to adjust to your size, so you can make them as tight or like semi-loose as you want them, but they'll hold you in addition to the back folds forward. These backs are solid, so you can't ever really get a good comfy kind of position. It's always in this kind of check mark angle, whereas that one you can kind of lean it forward for a more comfy orthopedic angle. I'm gonna be very happy with these. Hopefully they work. Because mine do not have this connector. Whatever this connector is, I don't have that. I have the power and I have that, which I assume is the airbag. I assume this is some other airbag that this seat has that one doesn't. See, it basically has the same connectors here. Those green, red, and blue ones. And then this black connector, which is similar to that black connector. Now, there's a white connector next to that black one on that chair. There is not one on this chair, but there is a white, black, and 3 additional connectors on the left there, and the same 3 additional connectors on the left here. So I'm going to presume that these work almost identically, and as long as that airbag doesn't get power, it's not going to explode once the rest of the seat turns on, hopefully, and that's all that matters. And whatever, if it blows up and it makes a good YouTube video, hopefully I make some of my money back. I'm being told the seat buckle is 48 Newton meters, so we have our wrench here, icon torque wrench, 48. All right. Okay. Bro, don't strip. Okay. Should be good. Now, let's put it. This is one from my old seat. Now, I suspected it does not matter. They're the same part. Cool. So let's take a look here. Here's that power cable. It's gonna go right here. And that clicks. And number 2. And it's gonna go right here. And that clicks. And number 3, where this was supposed to go, actually clips to the bottom here, so it's out of the way, so it doesn't get destroyed by putting the cover back on. You see there's a clip here, there's a hole there. That's where that goes. Tucked safely out of the way. Oh, although this is now in the way as I put that back without waiting. So that was underneath there. Boom. So that's on there now. Okay. So let's set her down and start bolting her back up. So I have my really official scale system. And I basically weighed myself and then carried the chair. The driver's seat is 65 pounds. All right, so theoretically, they bolted in. Now it's the moment of truth. Check the battery. Will they explode? Just kidding, they shouldn't explode, should be just fine. All right, battery's in. Car hasn't exploded. So far, so good. And the seats work. Forward and backwards. It's not great, but it does go out at least eventually, so most importantly, the back curves forward for nice comfort. And last but not least, these little buttons pull in the side bolsters. All right, and oh, I'm about to say, if this doesn't recline, I'm so screwed. The button's a little sticky though, that's all. But this is just the driver's side. Now, we'll take a look at that passenger side in a second here. Okay, so when I turned it on, I was a little worried. There was already check engine light, don't worry about that. I was a little worried because the ABS, the airbag light was on, and then it just went off. So once it recognized the seats, it just kind of went off, and the seatbelt light does work because I just had to plug it and unplug it. Look, that works. So now it's off. But yeah, it seemed good. Just feels so good, honestly, just sitting in this. Oh, it's so much better. So much better. Comfy seats, let's go. Comfy seats. You can build it. If that transmission blows on me, we're going 6-speed manual, baby.